Yeah, so you don't really watch cats.
Yeah.
Uh, they just you feed them. They arrive. They somehow know the food is there, and then
I think maybe their
but
noses and their ears.
but these particular because of different ailments and whatnot, they each have different foods, and they don't know that. So you have to kind of keep them separated.
You
You
got
gotta keep them
it.
separated.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So I had to put one upstairs while I eat, and then I had to guard another one while another one tried to eat its food.
Yeah.
And that one still hasn't eaten its food because I got rid of all the other food. So I left it out. I'm like, there it is. You can either eat it or continue not eating it.
Yeah.
And it's chosen, like most cats do, to dig its heels in and be
Oh,
like,
cat's being an
fuck
asshole.
you, fuck that food, fuck you for trying to make me eat that food and not letting me eat the other cat's food, which I was trying to do when you weren't around. So,
Fucking hate this guy.
but me and the dog are having the best time.
Are you?
And got to come with me to Petco today because we're getting a new
Nice.
dog. Because the dog has been riling up the cats. So the girlfriend believes that we need a new dog, which I am all for.
Yeah, and puppies are always such a calming presence.
Well, the dog that is here now, actually does real well with puppies
Yeah.
and actually kind of calms it. So it brings it down. And so yeah, we'll see. But no, I went and got all the accoutrement for it today. I walked
Love.
through Petco like and
Was that you grabbing stuff?
that was me. It was like supermarket sweep, but for puppy stuff. It was like the category was puppies. And but yeah, we went I went through I took the dog with me and we went it sat in the front of the cart. And I felt bad. I felt bad that I was buying a bunch of stuff not for it, so I bought it some stuff.
Yep.
And but yeah, it was a fun trip. I'm excited. Next by the next pod, I will have a puppy.
Hey,
And I'm
hot
super
puppy.
excited. And here, let me find hold on.
Look at her. Dirty Auto.
Dirty Auto. I feel old sometimes, Andy. I didn't used to feel old, and I'm getting to that point where I feel old a lot.
Was it when the movie started to talk? Was that the first time?
When Jabba the Hutt walked, I was like, fake, fake.
He doesn't walk.
When they no, what was it when they re-released? I think when they re-released the first three with like the added scenes,
Mm.
I think they put in a scene where Jabba walks or something, and
Oh, wow.
it was one of the things that
Jabberwockies.
Jabba walking. And I think it was one of the things that the Star Wars purists would yell fake during the movie.
Oh, God. Do they know the rest of it's also fake?
Bobcat Goldthwait used to do a great bit back when it was relevant, where he talks about how it's like, yeah, there wouldn't be an explosion in space either because it's a vacuum and there's no oxygen.
Right.
But
But that's
yeah,
fine.
let's nitpick about the fake thing walking.
Funny you bring up Star Wars. I just started playing Lego Star Wars.
On the Switch.
No, on the PS4.
Oh, that's right. You've been using a real console.
I know.
I mean, I do love the Switch, don't get me wrong, but it's a different thing.
Yeah, man. I got that PS Plus pass where you just
Yeah.
pay the monthly and it's just free games. Free games. But also not free because I pay a monthly subscription, but still.
Yeah, but comparatively, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's nice to play a game that came
what's
out in
the
the
service
last
like
2 years.
$11 a month?
It's like 16.
Yeah, still great though.
Not bad.
That's $200. That's a little less than $200 a month, or $200 a year. And
Like, oh no.
sorry, $200 a year, which is really 3 games, and you
Yeah,
play as many as you want.
yeah.
And
It's been fantastic. They've got Jet Moto on there.
yeah,
Life
no,
changing.
100%. You couldn't have picked that up for $15.
That would work on a PS4.
I believe I bought that one early enough to where it's backwards compatible. I'm not
No, they don't
100%.
go back to PS1.
I think they do.
No, they don't. They do not, because the PS3 wouldn't play a PS2 game.
But I think that was like one of the selling points. Hey Siri, will my PS4 play a PS1 disc?
Why do you have to ask it in that tone?
Because when I ask it in my normal speech, it doesn't.
It's like this hillbilly's fucking stupid.
It must be asking something for somebody else, because there's no way this dude needs to know that.
You need a bing bang a ding ding.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's the 1 millionth podcast. We're doing it again. I'm
We're-
Chris Porter,
I'm Andi Porter.
and this is the 1 millionth podcast.
Sure is.
We're siblings. I'm the
We
brother.
are. I'm the so sweaty sister. It's so hot.
Is the AC not keeping up?
I'm sitting next to an AC unit. It's 96 and I don't have central air.
Yeah.
It's just so hot.
No, it
Which
takes
means
like,
it's a billion degrees in the valley.
it takes 2 days of it catching up at nighttime for it to actually get down to a regular temperature.
Yeah, it sucks. But you know, we're making it through. We're persevering.
I will say this has been a pretty tepid summer. Last
Yeah,
summer
it has
was
not
way
been bad,
hotter.
but it's going to be in the hundreds until a week from today.
Oh wow. Well, I'm gonna put the shades up in the T-bone. That's what I call the Tesla now. Because it's
Man,
got
it's just anything. Consonant bone,
consonant bone.
Tesla bone, Zach bone, Z bone,
Z-bone.
T-bone.
T-bone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at you.
Elbow,
No, but
elbone.
Yep. The Star Wars game is super fun.
Yeah, most of them are. I heard they're coming out with a full like open world Star Wars. In which case, count me in. I want to try to get back into Starfield, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, is this one not?
I don't know.
Because now I've unlocked free play, but I'm just keep going with the storyline.
Well, I mean, it's Lego, so it's not, they didn't put a lot of.
Yeah. They're like, complete this mission and break shit.
Yeah. And the more stuff you break, by the way, the more points you get. So keep that in mind.
And I'm like almost halfway through the game. I don't know what these points are for.
Yeah.
It goes through all the Star Wars movies, starting from the order they were released.
Yeah.
So you start with episode 4 and then you go through 9 and then 1 through 3. And so I'm on 4. No. Yeah. No. 7. What? No, I'm on episode 7, the new ones. And been a long day, and did I mention it's hot? So hot. The games are fun.
Oh, fuck. That was funny.
I've been going nonstop since 6:45 this morning.
And what you been doing? What's a day what's a hectic day in Andy's life like? Just for the viewers and the listeners and the christeners and the believers.
The christeners. Woof. A hectic day. Let's see. I have 2 episodes going at once right now. So I'm not only noting scripts, I'm noting cuts, and they're all waiting for me to get done with doing that. Anyway,
has it been a few weeks since we spoke? Did we not speak in between? I was in Vegas and Miami. I feel like we didn't.
I mean, not on the pod. No, it's been a couple weeks since we podded.
But yeah, just so people know how much time has lapsed since the last one.
Oh yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do math.
No, no, no one ever would.
Someone did ask me, that was a task of mine at work this last week, and I was like, "Ooh."
Ooh,
I was like,
That's
I don't even know how to figure out how to do that math because it's not regular math, it's time math.
oh yeah.
So it doesn't go to 100, it goes to 60 in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, thank God for AI. I typed that right in and I was like, what would be the percentage of words per minute if this was how many words the script was and this is how long the video was? And it was like,
Yeah.
here's the math equation. I was like, get out of here with that. Give me the answer. None of this means anything to me.
They're not
If
gonna
it
have me show my work. Just
no,
please give
although
me the
I was
answer.
like, where the fuck was this in high school? I wouldn't have had to take math double o dumb. Could have cheated. Now these kids are getting into Yale scot free. Anyway.
uh so do you remember I know where you were 2 weekends ago, I believe.
I was in Malibu.
You were in Malibu for your weird
My weird fantasy draft.
fantasy draft
It's pretty
that
normal that people do that.
I guess so.
When people have friends,
I have friends, they just don't live here.
neither do mine. That's why we all got together in one place.
Ah, there it is. Well, we get together in one place, but it's usually Vegas or Arizona or Green Bay.
Yeah, where your friend has a house.
Z-
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But a
So
big house
crazy
that we
those are the
can
places you go to.
well, and also Vegas where we're well taken care of. But
Yeah,
we'll
I
get into
mean,
that in a little bit.
okay, great. Yeah, no, so I went to Malibu. It was Friday through Monday. I went Saturday through Monday. Because Friday night I went to a dinner, fancy dinner for a friend. His mother was in town from Australia, hosted this lovely dinner. So I went
That's
to
when you
that.
have a dinner. When someone flew halfway across the world and shows up, you're like, yeah, we have a dinner for that person.
Yeah, we have a dinner for that person. They
When you're
fly
in
in a
from
lot.
Bakersfield, just shoot me a text.
Yeah, yeah. And also let me know when you're back in town because I'm
Yep.
busy. I'm not cutting out time for someone from Bakersfield. Get out of here.
Wow. Not progressive. Not progressive.
What is progressive about Bakersfield?
Well, I mean, just being open to everyone's energy is what's progressive.
Oh, no, I've been there. It's not for me. Not for me. So went to Malibu. Oh, right. I went to the fancy dinner. So before fancy dinner, I was like, I'm gonna pack, I'm gonna get everything done.
Yes, please keep talking. I just have to close the lid so I don't stop thinking about it, but keep telling your story because I can hear.
Man, now that he's gone, fuck that guy, right?
I said I can hear.
Right, Kevin? Kevin,
Kevin loves me.
he doesn't really know you.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. Gosh, now I forgot what I was talking about.
We're talking about how you suck.
Oh, fancy dinner. So I'm getting all this shit prepared and I threw out a bunch of trash. I cleaned out my fridge. And in cleaning out the fridge, I threw out I had chicken wings that I ate 10 out of the 16.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not gonna eat these 6 wings when I
Where'd
come
you get
back.
them from?
Hot Wings Cafe, of course. I just got the 16 wing combo, just all
Yeah.
wings, celery and carrots. It was delicious. But this was like 3 weeks ago now. So I cleaned out my fridge, threw it all in a trash bag, put that trash bag by my door. And I had a lot of trash by my door. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take this out on my way out to dinner. But I was wearing a really nice outfit because we are going to a really nice dinner. And I was like, I don't want trash juice on me.
Yeah.
So I decided to leave it. And I was like, I'll just throw it out before
Is that something you've done
when I come back.
before?
No,
Okay.
no. And if I do that, and I know it's not trash, it has food in it, but I was like rushing to A, get ready to go on this trip, and then B, to make it to this dinner on time and not be late. Because man, the person who's hosting it is a punctual Patty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got to stay on it. So anyway, I get home around 9, no, 10. And I open the door and it's trash everywhere. I just see styrofoam because the trash bag was by the door.
Yeah, yeah, of
And it's just
course.
as soon as I walk in, littered everywhere. And I was just like, oh my God. And I see styrofoam and I was like, oh no. And then I see ketchup packets and I'm like, oh no. And then I see ramekins of blue cheese that he couldn't get
Oh.
open. And I was like, oh no. And then as soon as I look at him, his belly is like huge.
Oh
It's like 4
no.
times the size. I'm like, you had a time. And as
Is
soon
he
as I look at
smiling? Is he wagging his
smiling, and as
tail?
soon as I look at him, it's just bleh, and it's some bones, but not 16. So then
He ate the bones?
he ate the bones. He ate the bones. Yeah, not good for a little
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
But I was like, okay, well, let's just see how this goes. I looked up some vets around where we were staying, just in case I needed to make any last minute emergency room trips. But I was
Yeah.
like, otherwise, we'll just see how this goes. And he was fine. Energy was great. He was doing great.
Just
Pooped out a
just
couple bones.
yeah. Ugh.
I was like, awesome. Things are moving.
Oh,
And so,
thank God he didn't breech birth one of those.
no shit. So Tuesday, I get home Monday, everything's fine. Tuesday, I wake up, 5 piles of diarrhea scattered around my apartment.
Like Easter, but gross.
Oh, and they got progressively grosser. Like one was solid, and then the 2 through 4 were descending from not so solid to very not solid. And then number
What,
5 was just a Pollock.
what was gas?
It was
Oh,
bad.
just went all through the matter chain.
Oh, it was wild. The number
Oh,
of times I cleaned the floor in the elevator, because poor baby, he made it so far.
oh
But as soon
yeah.
as we get in the elevator, he'd be like, and it would just be like squamp. And it'd be so much dog turds. And then so he shit liquid for 5 days, then didn't shit for 5 days. And then
I mean,
yesterday morning, he shit whole. I text the whole family. I was like, we've got solid turds.
yeah, you text the family a lot of stuff we don't ever need to know.
You know, you did need to know.
I
You're about
did.
to have a puppy. Guess what? It's about to fucking change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like again, if if it affected my life, if I was having to take care of the dog, yeah, it'd be like text me if it's solid. But you know, it didn't.
Well, get over it. Anyway, we went to Malibu and I there was a day because in Malibu it's just kind of like you just chill with like all the doors are open
Yeah, the
and
sea
you just
breeze is coming in.
sea breezes are coming in.
You can hear all the
It's
sounds of the people playing volleyball and the whales.
yeah, yes. Sure. And you just hear yeah, brah in the distance. And so I was like, oh, this is scary because I'm the only girl. Not saying that guys don't know how to take care of dogs, but they don't pay as much attention to detail as women do, I say.
Not that
So
group. Yeah.
no, no, not that group. But it was also just like, oh, keep the doors closed. But I can't say that because it's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
So I just air tagged him,
There you go.
and I was
Did you
like,
lose them?
well,
Did you lose them ever?
I didn't lose them, but then I almost lost my keys that I took the air tag off of. So now we have another air tag for the dog. But it's got a glow in the dark thingy. It's
You
cute.
fucking hate your keys. You fucking hate your keys so
I
much.
don't know what it's like a past life thing. Like, what happened? Did someone beat me to the patent for keys?
It's fucking. Did someone beat me to the patent for keys?
Like, what happened? Why do I hate keys?
I had a Velcro system that was much better.
Oh man.
Oh
I
Jesus,
thought we should all put him in a bowl, and someone else took it too far.
dude! Did you ever find that set of keys?
No, never.
Dude, you're totally gonna find them wherever you found that AirPod 3 years later.
Dad found the AirPod 3 years later,
Yeah, in the band.
which is why Dad now has AirPods.
Dad also now has a new pair of Yeezys. Well, not new, but new to him.
Why, after your giant clown feet have walked a few miles in them?
Well, I think I've told you like he's got 3 pair already because they made them and they were smaller. They were too small compared to what the size they were supposed. Like they were 13s, but they were small.
And then he was like, then I trimmed my toenails and they fit perfectly fine.
Well, Dad's a 12, so I just sent them to him when I got another pair that were 14s.
Oh, I thought we were talking about dad not being able to fit into them
Yeah, no, Dad can
because his
totally.
toenails are too long.
Oh, they are too long. I love how he was when we went and got mani pedis. He was like, "I'm just gonna do the mani." I'm like, "That's
No, 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 you're not. Please, God, no, you're not. Because also his toenails are bigger than my actual fingernails.
oh, they're the longest things I've ever seen,"
And what
which
like
is
girth,
hilarious
it's like an ape's.
because Mom doesn't even have toenails on 2 of hers. They're just like signs that where toenails should be that says, "Please reserve space for toenail."
Yeah. Toenails coming soon by Acme.
Fucking shit.
Thank God. At least we like the hybrid, we have regular looking nails ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. My pinky toenails are starting to look like mom's and I'm getting nervous.
Oh, where they're getting really tiny.
They're so sharp.
That's how you.
Did that get picked up?
That totally got picked up. I love how it didn't pick up half of your laughter, but the burp came. It was booming. We'd like to
Oh man.
apologize to anyone listening in their car. Your tires are fine. There's no
Uh,
reason to pull over. You are absolutely okay.
so yeah, there was that. How the
So how
draft, it
was
was
the
great.
draft? How'd the draft go?
The draft was great. I mean, it's just kind of silly because we're in a dynasty league. So the first round is the only one that really matters. But we
Uh,
haven't all gotten together in 3 years. So it was great. It was a good time, good
are you
food.
allowed to auto draft when you're present? Are you allowed to go? I'm going to draft the
Yeah,
first
of
round and
course.
then fucking I'll
Yeah.
be outside doing
Yeah.
Malibu shit.
But I traded away my first round draft pick this year for Mark Andrews last year.
Oh, okay.
So
Are you happy with that transaction in
I
retrospect?
hope to be. I hope to be. He was out most of last season.
We had our
But
yeah,
it was fun.
good. I'm
And
glad
then
you had fun. Happy with your draft
happy with
picks,
the draft, happy with the team. Yeah, we had our family draft.
which we talk about every year, but just real recap. Most of our family doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, and
And
usually
it's
I do know what I'm doing and I still biffed it.
and usually drafts, wide receivers go first, and then depending on your
Yeah.
strategy, you go running back, maybe quarterback in the third round.
Yeah.
It's just all Chiefs players first round with our family. And then Dad drafted the greatest team from 2016. Like I fucking
He's like, I've heard of these guys, and it's like, yeah, because they're announcers now.
yeah. Troy Aikman, come on, Dad,
Warren Moon.
come on. But like while he was, I remember he died. He
He
yeah,
drafted
I looked
OJ Simpson somehow. We
some.
don't know how he did
He
it.
wrote him in.
Who's
He wrote in
OHJAY?
O.J. Simpson and Lyndon B. Johnson. He wrote them both in. Dad got
You
a,
got Paul McCartney to quit Wings, you idiot. He was the best one.
and then Dad had to, I don't know. He told the entire family that how they send you a draft card of like a report card on your draft. He got an
Yeah.
F. He got an
He,
F. I didn't even think they gave out Fs. Just
oh, yeah.
I figured they'd give you a D and be like, we don't give out Fs.
God,
Oh,
that's funny.
but yeah, I picked him I'm pretty happy with my team. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I just realized I have to send Brock money. I forgot to do that. And then I got an email from my buddy Ian, and he's like, or no, it was a text. He goes, "You want to join a fantasy football league? We're drafting in 45 minutes, and there's no money, and you win nothing." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm bored." And he was like, "Drafts in 45 minutes." I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna auto draft the
Yeah.
fucking free league where I get nothing if I win.
Oh, that's good. That's funny.
But yeah, so that, and I ended up getting like Christian. I ended up getting a pretty good team. I got like Christian McCaffrey and a bunch of dudes. So I was
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
yeah, I should have auto drafted more. Andy, we in our family draft, not to
Go for
backtrack,
Andy.
but I'm gonna and you just got your
What?
how'd you get the celebratory thing? Is that
Oh, it
double?
didn't show it on my end. I can do a reaction.
Oh, yeah, I did it. Oh yeah, there it is. God damn it. You don't have to do it and then do it.
Well, I can't see it, so I got to do it for me.
I hope we have to know I hope we don't have to pay royalties on emojis. We're
Keep
up to
going.
$60,000. Uh but yeah, there was our mom decided she didn't want to play this year because she was tired of watching all that football, which is hilarious because she loves to watch football. Anyway,
She
I don't.
loves to watch football.
She loves to watch football. She goes, I don't really want to do it. And Andy's like, yeah, you have so much going on. Also known as mom retired 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And then she
sarcasm.
and then she was like, I don't want to have to watch all the games. And we're like, you watch every game anyway. It
She
gave
really
you a
does.
reason to watch all these games. It'll be fine. She'll be back next year, almost guaranteed.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Also, we love you, mom. And
We do love you, Mom. And you know what? Do whatever you fucking want to. Fuck these hoes. One thing I did do this last weekend, since we're covering 2 weekends. This last weekend on Saturday, Labor Day weekend. Saturday, I went to Korean barbecue with Belinda and Emmanuel and Jenny and CJ and his boyfriend Joey.
Yeah.
It was so good. And then CJ's talking about Waymo, these self-driving cars.
Oh, yeah.
How great they are. He's like, that's all I've been taking for the last month. Sets us all up at dinner with like coupon codes or referral codes. So we
Yeah.
don't have to wait the month that he did when he got signed up for it and had to like wait to be let in. Anyway, I took one home Saturday night. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
Those are awesome. And you know what else is great? Farting out all that Korean barbecue with no one else in the car.
Oh, no, but I'm sure it still affected your rating. I'm sure even the car was like, they've got to have an odorometer in there for like, so you don't.
It's called the odometer, idiot.
They got to have some sort of smell gauge, so people aren't smoking cigarettes or weed or crack or heroin or just lighting it up after a Korean barbecue. Like,
well, anyway, Waymo, it was fun while it lasted.
Your next Waymo you get in, it's gonna be like, "Hello, Stinky."
No. Wait, no. So I know it's early for stories, but since we're talking about Waymos,
okay.
So it's a tech company. If you don't know what Waymo is, they're self-driving cars.
Yeah, but it's like Uber. So you get in, there's no one in it. It's driven by elves and gnomes on the internet.
Yes, it's AI. It shows up, and I'll insert the B-roll here if we're waiting to get picked up by one. But there's like motion sensors all around it, on the inside, on the top. And you can see the motion sensors inside the car, much like a Tesla. Monitors like cars and people and shit like that. But it was awesome. Cheaper than my Uber there.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So
they're taking our dubs.
So Waymo is a tech company. It's an app. And
be weird if it wasn't a tech company.
Also,
this is an Amish owned company.
So it's based in San Francisco, and
it's crazy.
They rented out a parking garage for all these Waymos to park at the end of each night.
Okay.
So at 4 a.m. each night, the people that live next to this parking lot are irate because these fucking Waymos keep honking at each other trying to park in this parking lot. And they keep thinking it's like a person or something. Anyway, here's a news clip.
Honking is really neighbors lately in this South of Market neighborhood.
I get woken up at,
Can you hear it?
Yep.
Down and I'm convinced now it is coming from the Waymos.
Neighbors shared videos of driverless Waymo cars filing into the lot and backing into spots, which appears to trigger honking from the other Waymos.
the cars are robotic and they're honking at each other, and there's no one in the cars when it's happening. And that's absurd.
That, I think, is the most frustrating thing about this, is that there's just nobody to talk to.
All
Hold
these
on, I
fucking
can't hear-
all these computers are telling each other to fuck off. We're literally being woken up by computers arguing with each other. It's over.
It's
Pack
happening.
it in. The apocalypse is among us. We're literally like, shut up. And they're like, we will drive you nowhere.
Can you
Ah,
hear me?
I can hear you.
Hold on.
I was in Vegas 2 weekends ago. I was doing
Mhm.
shows at the Kimmels, at the Jimmy Kimmels, and had maybe the nicest hotel room I've ever been in. It was a slow weekend, and so they put me up in the sky lofts at MGM, which
Ooh,
was
fancy boy.
2 stories and humongous. There was a butler that was slightly obnoxious. Just because they kept coming in, I don't know how they knew I was pooping, but every time I was pooping, they'd come in and like, we want to do turn down. I'm like, and I'd literally talk to them while I'm on the, like, they'd be like, hello, we're just coming in. I'm like, can we do this later? And they're like, yeah, what time? I'm like, I didn't, just meant generally later. 6 is fine. And yeah, so I mean, obviously very first class problems. But yeah, it was fun. It's also very, you get the best part was you had your own elevator, because I don't know if you've ever been in the elevators in MGM, but it's
Yeah, we were there
like,
during a weekend of fish.
oh yeah, so
We've
it's
been
like
there at its worst.
it's like an Indian bazaar, just like people just piling in, not really know where they're going, and there's snakes and pots. Anywho, but yeah, so you can just go through all that and go to this back elevator and go straight up there. The shows, it was kind of like I said, it was an off weekend in Vegas, so the shows were, about half full. But Friday night, I went, they have the Dirty at 12:30 at South Point, which is a casino, so very far off the strip. It is so far off.
But
It's
man,
the
can you see the whole strip from the South Point?
You can. And I went down there, and it was my friend Gabe's birthday, and he puts it on. He's put on the show for 11 years. It's a local favorite, and it's also where all the comics go at the end of the night, because there's 4 huge comedy clubs there. So at the end of the night, all the comics end up here to just hang out and watch people go up. And this time, so open the show up for, I didn't want to go up, but Gabe asked me to. I go up. Afterwards, we go up all together and just kind of, shoot the shit and rip on each other. And it was a fun night. Long story short, I didn't get home till 4 a.m.
Ooh.
And that,
Woof.
I haven't done that in a long time. And yeah, but
God, even in Malibu, the latest I stayed up was 1.
yeah, but also Malibu is a sleepy, sleepy town. Vegas, it gets away from you pretty quick, because even when
Yeah.
I left at 4 a.m., I was one of the first people to leave that scene.
And also, they're all trying to trick you into staying up all night.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you're in the Paris, and you're like, I don't know what time it is.
I was like, I'm leaving, and they're like, everyone's still here. Even the pregnant chick was still hanging out, and I'm like, I'm good. Like we hung out. We did another show. I'm 45 years old. Plus, I had stuff I wanted to like be a person the next day. And but yeah, it was a great time.
Not when you stay up till 4.
No, that I got home. And really by the time I got back to the room, smoked some weed, took a shower, and got in bed, it was 5. And I still, because I'm an old man, was up at like 9:30.
Oh yeah, as soon as the sun's up, it's just like ding.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about those things. You can block out, all Vegas hotel rooms have the blackouts.
Right, but biologically,
Oh yeah, biologically your body's like, I'm up, and I'm like, the
You
fuck
fucked.
you are. Like that's one of the few times in the last couple years where I've like woken up and said, fuck this, and went downstairs, smoked some weed, came back. I was like, that'll buy me another 4 hours. But yeah, we had a great time. And then last week, I did a bunch of stuff last week. Hold on.
I did so many
Um,
things.
I did so many things. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to take golf lessons again.
Or
And
just a lesson having bitch.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm just at an age now where it's like, let's get better at stuff than rather than just kind of going, I'll figure it out because I'm 45 and I haven't. And it's fucking I don't have kids and I'm doing pretty well. So might as well do something with this because you can only have so many Legos. I'm so backed up on Legos. Anyway,
Hey, I'm not. You ever thought
so
about that?
so anywho, so yeah, working on a brand new golf. I thought I was just going to go in for a tune up and I walked in and they're like, "Oh no, we have to completely redo this cuz you're terrible." And I was like, "Great." So that's happening. And then I went to
Is it because you're a big tall freak?
It is. It's a lot of it. I thought due to my freakness, I thought I had to bend down more. And they're like, "No, you stand up straight and you'll be fine. Your clubs are long and you have long arms."
You're like, we
And
found some clubs to match your freak.
yes. Yes. And then I was in Miami. Well, Dania Beach, which is I flew into Miami because it was the only direct flight, and then I got to Dania Beach and found out it was 4 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale airport. So, like, literally just watching planes land from my hotel room. I was even staying at a airport hotel for the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Did you book
But
this yourself?
I did not book the hotel. No, I don't book hotels. I just book flights, and they're always very much like you can, in that part of the area, you can fly into Fort Lauderdale or Miami. Even if you're performing to Miami, you can fly into Fort Lauderdale to come get you. They're very nice about that. And but yeah, it was just weird. Like Saturday when I finally got my head straight, I was like, I guess I could have stopped in Dallas, you know, and maybe save the hour ride from Miami. But anywho, I haven't been to South Florida in a long time, and boy, did those crowds let me know. Uh, had a lot. It was because it was like a lot of really like diehard fans, and then a bunch of people who
Yeah.
didn't know who the fuck I was, and
Bing bang ba ding ding. And you
had
were like
got
bing bing ba ding ding.
yeah.
And then you guys, and then it was simple Southern harmony.
I don't know what any of that was.
That
But
was you
yeah.
doing your Southern accent, and then they
Oh,
understood it.
Oh, okay.
That was you being a hillbilly, and they understand because it's Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's South Florida is not what you consider Florida. South Florida is very Cuban and
Yeah. Love their sandwiches.
yes, but it's a little more urban uh than, Jacksonville or even Tampa.
I've only been in the video game.
Oh, Vice City.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was a good representation.
Yeah.
And
Also the birdcage.
South Florida's humidity is, I would rank third below Kansas in the
Really?
oh
Not
God.
worse than Kansas?
No, because here's the thing. It's about the same as Kansas, but also you're near the beach. So you're like, all right.
All right, you get a break.
Florida. But in
Florida.
Kansas, you're like, it's humid and it's going to be humid for at least 7 more states.
And they're like, you can pay $100 to go to this pool if you want.
Oh, by the way, everyone's peed in it. That guy hasn't got.
How do you think we fill it?
If I had a pool, if I had a club, I'd put the chemical in the adult pool. That
Wee see?
I'd put the wee see in, and just
That's
be like,
isn't that a myth or does that actually exist?
no, I've seen a video of a girl, unless they completely
deep faked it,
but it
Pee
seemed
fakes.
pretty. Everyone turned around and was like, fucking gross. So,
man, what an embarrassing way to find out I'm the first person to pee in your pool.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna be like, we put a chemical in here, and I'm not fucking with you. We did that. Speaking of people who would pee in your pool, I found a story about a guy.
What I do?
Sometimes people don't think about the next step. They're like, oh, I have a problem.
Very often.
I will fix it by doing this, not realizing that that fix comes with a litany of other problems. This man here faked his own death by hacking into the death registry to avoid paying child support. Like, just think about the repercussions of that. Like, you can do absolutely nothing. You can't get a job, can't get a driver's license. You can't even rent a movie. That's right. You can't be one of the few people left that rent movies because you have to be alive for all of those things. And this guy was like, fuck that $400 a month. I'll show her. Guess what state he's from? And it's not Florida.
Alabama.
Ooh, good guess. Third guess.
Mississippi.
Kentucky.
Fuck.
You're getting closer.
I was geographically.
Oh man. Yep. He let's see, what did he do? Jesse Kiv assessed the Hawaii death registry system in 2023 using the username and password of a physician living in another state to create a case for his own death. He then completed a death certificate worksheet, assigned himself as the medical certifier for the case, and certified his death using the digital signature of the doctor.
Jesus Christ.
In part, this resulted in Kim being registered as deceased person in many government databases. Long story short, he's getting 6 years for this. And he still has to pay child support. Like,
I mean,
how fucking stupid. That is the equivalent of being like, hey, there's a crack in the wood in my house. You know what I'll do? I'll blow up the house. We just blow up the whole house. If there's no house, I don't have to pay for that.
Some people would do that though to get out of doing something.
Dude. And that's why I'm like, we need to pour as much money into the education system as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Because if what we used to have is made this, then what we currently have, which is less, is gonna make
there are children left behind.
They're all left behind.
So all of them are left behind.
The only ones that aren't left behind that are the ones that are. Never mind. I was gonna make a running out joke.
Yikes! A running out?
Like running out of school.
Yeah. Maybe given today's news, probably not a good call.
Yeah.
No, because okay. So this last weekend I went and saw Twister, the original Twister in 4DX.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where the seats move and it sprays water on you, and there's air that comes at you, lightning flashes.
Yep.
Like that song by Live.
Too.
Yeah. Great. So good. That was so good. So I went and saw it in 4DX. One of the best movie experiences I've ever had in my whole life. It was a 2-hour thrill ride.
Okay, Siskel.
It was the 1996 Twister. I'd seen it over a dozen times.
Yeah.
And so seeing it in this format, it was, boy, did I regret getting a beer, because it was just like, oh, I need to drink this or else it's going to be shaken flat. And the first, like, it was just like, boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
And
you ever tried to have a beer in a tornado? Not possible.
Not possible. So glad I wore a sports bra. Because Jesus Christ. It was like every motion that they could get to make your seat move. It was like they would close the door of a car and it would be like, doo-doo.
Little overkill.
It's a little overkill. But
we saw Maverick in 4DX.
It was so funny.
Oh, I'll bet.
It was A+. I mean, it was made to be seen in 4DX.
That
But
which is
that
crazy
being
'cause
said,
that was made years before the technology was even existed.
oh yeah.
They
And
were ahead of
whoever
their
did it, they
time.
were like, I've had 7 beers, I could do it. We'll map it out.
Chair, more chair, more chair, more chair.
Oh, 100%. Okay, so that being
Chair, wiggle,
said,
chair, wiggle,
I
chair,
wanted to
wiggle.
I wanted to segue into, oh no, did I get rid of it? Oh, there it is. I wanted to segue into some thrill rides gone wrong lately. Because, man, one of these is going to give you the willies. So this first one is in Atlanta.
All right.
I found this one. I don't know why there's a recipe for jerk chicken in the comment, but it looks pretty good.
Okay. You want a thrill ride? Try
It
this
doesn't. It has
chicken.
a Scotch bonnet pepper in it. It might be pretty thrilling. You share.
Oh. Did Gary move the truck? Nope.
Did you
Gary
hear
did
that?
not. Yeah, we heard it. Did we hear a bunch of Georgians bouncing off a steel rail? Yeah, we heard that. Fucking lawsuit. That's too much onions for that jerk marinade.
You
Lawsuits.
You
Lawsuits.
know that they're just being held in by like a chain on like a leash key, like a leash
Also,
hook.
didn't they see the people before him go? Come
Okay.
come on, try the spin and bounce.
What do you bounce off of? It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Okay, so this has been a top news story this week. I don't know if you've seen the people stuck on top of the skyscraper ride in Mexico City during a thunderstorm, but this is your nightmare.
Oh.
So they stop the ride during the storm and leave them up there for over 2 minutes.
No, we don't have to go full screen. We don't need to go full screen. First off, below me would be covered with so much poo and vomit.
They wouldn't know it rinse off by the time it got down to the bottom. Also, the thing about the 4DX, you can turn the water off at your seat and it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It comes from the ceiling. That's a 60-foot drop in a movie theater. It doesn't matter. Everyone has to have the water off. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, anyway, the amount of lawyers that I hired after that would be huge.
Oh, they were stuck at the top for 10 minutes.
Fuck. Nope.
I was like, 2 minutes sounds too short. I feel like it was almost 10. I'm glad I looked it up. That's at Six Flags Mexico in Mexico City.
Dude, they weren't harnessed in either. They're just locked in by like little chains and stuff. That's first off, I would have never gotten on that. That's too high. That's too high.
I would have done it, obviously.
Well,
but I wish for death.
You would have never have done it again.
I don't. Would I
have? No, Andy, remember when you got in a car accident with a taxi? You didn't ride in a car for fucking 3 years, barely.
I still now the self-driving one's so safe. It is in no rush.
Okay, well, don't
love it.
Don't read any sci-fi books, okay? Anywho, that was fun. This is a good time.
This was fun.
I love being back. We're back, and we did 3, so we're gonna release them, and we're gonna do another one.
Yes, we are. We are back. I'm so excited to come back and talk about my next story.
Oh yeah,
boy, howdy, is it a nail biter?
All right, well, I can't wait. And now we have a cliffhanger for the next one.
Yeah,
Andy, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Andi Port, and that's probably it.
No one does Twitter or the X
no,
anymore.
no.
As Tesla stockholder, I can tell you that. Anyway, my name is Chris Porter. You can find all my information chrisportercomedy.com. As always, I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andi Porter.
This has been the 1 millionth podcast. Fuck you.
Come on by.
Little Spanish fleet.
Fuck you, come on by the 1 million podcast.